Petroleum. Can you tell me what you're showing here today?
Sure, I'm wearing two hats here today. I'm both a small oil producer who was forced to reinvent the way I produce oil because we play a losing game. Every year we spend more kilowatts to make fewer barrels of oil, and that doesn't work long term, so I need to stay in business. I'm also here as a technology provider. So the biggest challenge I had was that my workover rig costs were eating me alive. That's because we're using steel tubing. And you don't have to know anything about the business to know that if you handle the amount of salt water we typically handle, that the most stupid thing you could do in the world is to choose to move your salt water through steel plumbing and bury it 1,000 feet underground. So I called Parker Hannifin Corporation. And what we came up with was an integrated one-piece production assembly that in one fell swoop replaces rods, tubing, pump jack, a workover rig, and all of the safety and labor issues that come with a workover rig. So now I can take and attach to the other end of this, on the same type of connection, a submersible ESP pump. I run it in off a spooler, and you have to have kind of a mind picture for this. The spooler is basically a bait casting reel that one guy pulls up to the well behind a pickup truck. In 20 minutes by himself, he can equip a well and drive away with it pumping. It's literally true that if you can unwind line off a bait casting reel, you can be taught to operate the system safely in a half hour. So we've gone from 27 moving parts where everything leaks, corrodes, and breaks to one moving part where nothing's available to leak, corrode, and break. There's no attractive nuisance on the surface, no 27 moving parts, nothing that will get in your way. Everything that's worth stealing is now underground. And what used to be there as a pump jack that kids would want to come to play on and all the problems and nuisance that represented is now replaced by a wellhead, which looks like this. Can be run underwater, submerged, with gas outlet or what have you, and it's simple hardware store stainless steel fittings. This whole installation, from the time you unload the tubing off the truck until you've put it on the spooler, taken it in the field, and installed it, takes about an hour and 30 minutes. My labor cost associated with doing what we normally think of as the most complex repair with traditional equipment, comparing a barrel job to the most complex maintenance you can do here, the labor cost drops by 99%. What used to take 14 man hours, 4 guys slopping around in the mud and the oil behind a 50-year-old workover rig with a bunch of heavy stuff over their head, is now replaced with one guy sitting in a lawn chair with a golf umbrella over his head, drinking an iced tea, pushing a button on a remote control, and that well is now equipped in about 5 minutes. The most complex repair procedure you can do takes 45 minutes. My cost of moving fluid with this is less than half of what it is with a beam pump. It's just a more efficient, intelligent method. And I would ask you, this is basically a purpose-built, engineered hydraulic hose by the world's most established and successful manufacturer of the same. If you wanted a hydraulic hose to last forever, how would you store it? You'd hang it up straight in a cool, dark place, and that's an oil well.
This stuff is really compelling, Jay. Is there another place that we can get more info? How can we contact
Sure.
you?
There's a website, strippersolutions.com, STRIPPER, solutions with an S.com. Contact info there. I'm overwhelmed with what I need to do to service the market that's asking for this. I own all the patents for the production of any fluid from any well of any type at any depth with any kind of pump. I need to get this out in the market. The worldwide marketing rights are available. I want to move on to my next project.
Excellent. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Okay.